Okay, so Rosella, can you tell us a little bit about where you were before all of this started, before we started working together? What was going on with your business and your life then?
Totally. So we started working together in June or July of 2016. And at that point, I had been in business for myself for something like 3 years.
Hmm.
And it it all started because I had graduated from college. I had studied journalism. I thought I was going to be a freelance writer. Then I didn't seem to be making any money doing that. So I was like, I'm going to follow the money. And I also had been working at a PR agency part-time, and I was seeing the way that the clients were served. And I thought, I can do this better. And so I started to take on clients who could benefit from my innate writing abilities, and my marketing interests. Like, how do you make money? I was interested in that. So I thought, hey, let me just see how this goes.
Hmm.
Um, so I started taking on clients, and I very quickly just decided, hey, I'm going to say yes to anybody who has any marketing need at all whatsoever.
Hmm.
Social media, websites, email marketing, like all kinds of needs that they had. I was saying, I'll do that. I'll do that. And it really became a recipe for burnout. So I started 2016 with this plan, like, okay, this is going to be my big year. I'm going to stop doing, what I really wanted to do was I wanted to stop doing the consulting where I was executing things for clients. I really wanted to step into the role of coach, but I was scared to even call myself a coach. So we started the year that way. Huge plans for the year. Definitely was like, this is my big year. I'm going to make all the money. I'm going to have amazing clients who get amazing results. And it just sort of went like this. And I was like dying. And then I decided to do some market research. And that was how Jen and I met. Uh, and from there, I mean, so we started, and I was just in this place of like, okay, I'm tired of the way I've been doing things. Something needs to change. I've spent 6 months trying to change it.
Hmm.
And I'm struggling. I'm struggling financially. I mean, like rent, I think rent was getting paid okay then. But like just not really like eating foods I want to eat, not having money to go out and
Like
enjoy
living
myself.
the life you wanted for yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically just I was a burnt out workaholic, right? And yeah, just definitely not making the money I wanted.
So then what did you hope to get from our work together? And do you feel like you got there? Your expectations have been met?
Great question. So, what did I want out of this? Well, we had our initial session, and I mean, you gave me the warm fuzzies, helping me to imagine like being the woman I wanted to be, and I think in some way that's been my number one goal all my life, is just to become this person I feel I'm meant to be, right? I think maybe that's true for all of us.
Hmm.
And so part of it was just, yeah, like help me step into this person who I know I'm meant to be. I wanted to, I don't, it felt so just money oriented at the beginning for me. Like I really just want to make more money, and I want to I did want to feel confident, more confident, because I know confidence has always been an issue for me. Um, I grew up with low self-esteem and like definitely codependency issues and those kinds of things. So um, I just wanted to feel good, and I knew that feeling good is going to lead me to have the success I want, right? Like,
So
um,
where are you now? Like where do you feel you've landed?
gosh,
Well, not
well, so
landed even, the journey is continuing, but where are you now on this journey?
yeah, I was going to say, and I know I've said this in a session to you before, maybe multiple sessions, where I still sort of feel like the sands are shifting underneath my feet.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like I've got sea legs, like I'm getting used to the changes. Because I think I signed up almost unknowingly when we started working together, I signed up for like learning some really deep stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now, let's see, where am I? So I stepped into feeling confident, calling myself a coach. I've grown to be much more in the flow. I mentioned earlier, I've always been a writer. I've always had this ability to write that impressed people. And then before we started working together for maybe a year or two, after I had really given up journalism, freelancing as an income stream, I was like, well, I'm done writing. Like, I just thought I could be
Yeah.
done, which is so funny because it's a gift I've had all my life, right? Like, you can't ignore
Mm-hmm.
a gift you've had all your life. So I've gotten to this place where I'm very much in flow. I'm writing the realest stuff I've ever written about my life. And I feel like that's really where I can provide value to the world. I mean, beyond in, one-on-one coaching with clients or whatever, like just writing, I am so into it. Like
Yeah.
I'm realizing that it's always been there, and I was a damn fool for a little while to think I was done. And I feel so turned on to be this creative, and I really do feel like I've stepped back into being creative. I think for a while I was just like shutting it down, and I don't think I'm ever going to get, or anyone could ever get to where they want to go if they're not feeling creative. So our work together has really, really helped me like open up to the flow and open up to being creative again. And expression, like that, that word came to me, I think, before maybe our last session or two, just as like, that is what I'm here for. Like, and it's where I get the most enjoyment out of my life, is by expressing my truth. And so expansion and expression are my two goals above anything else now. So there's been this shift or maybe motivation. I don't know. It's not even really a goal. It's just these like driving forces in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those are.
That's beautiful. So like you've had like a big increase in creativity and more clarity with your who you are and how you want to present yourself into the world.
Definitely. Like I still feel a little embarrassed, so we should work on this, to call myself a philosopher, but like that word has come to me multiple times, and like I've
Mm-hmm.
really felt into it, and I'm starting to feel confident a little to say like I am a philosopher. And I think that's going to be one of my great contributions to the world, is philosophizing through writing and other mediums.
So what has surprised you in all of this along this journey of like the philosopher creative? What surprised you the most in our work together over the last, 10 months or so?
Um, well, I want to say there was the surprise of the process in general, that working in the matrix with you, it can start in one place and it goes somewhere crazy, like different, that I would never
Totally.
thought it would have gone to. I mean, like how our last session went from me being scared of a bug infestation to like talking and healing over my dad having had cancer. That
Mm-hmm.
was, that's just one of the powerful examples of where these sessions go. I'm always surprised and delighted really by the journey of a session with you. And as far as me, I don't know, like it's interesting because I think part of me is surprised by the expansion I've had and how I have grown in my confidence, and I've grown in my clarity, and those things. But then also part of me is like, well, duh, it was always, you're always meant for this. Like, so part of me sees that, and like, I'm like, yeah, this is like where I was supposed to be. So there's confidence about the journey overall, I guess, that surprises me. So in working with Jen through the last 6 months, maybe 8 months, I have experienced a lot of ups and downs. I've been learning lessons hard and fast. And some of the things that have come up included like risking eviction. What else? There was some other stuff that came up that was like really intense. But working with Jen through the Matrix, I always found like a sort of a reason for why it was happening. Like it was all meant to bring up stuff that I needed to work on, and I've worked on those things with Jen. I've rewritten memories of my life that used to be really traumatic, or even maybe shocked me in how traumatic they were. Like I never would have thought that a shopping experience at Coach where my dad wanted to buy me something and my mom didn't want him to buy it for me, like how much that messed with me. And working with Jen, not that we planned to go there, but like it came up and then we dealt with it and it freed me in a lot of ways. So it's just, I can honestly say the best hours of my life lately have been spent with Jen, and then the ones following the session, like afterwards, I'm always on such a high. It's like, but it, it makes me feel, it brings me closer to being the person I want to be and feeling that way more consistently. And I actually, I can just say that over time, I've grown much more able to more quickly get back up on the horse. Like if I start to get freaked out about something, I am much more quickly able to like stop it. Like I don't need to go there.
And you're aware that it's happening so that you
Yeah.
can work through it on your own.
Yeah. I mean, I can say I always thought I was self-aware to some extent. And working with you has just made me so much more self-aware in a really powerful, helpful, productive way.
Then,
okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about the results now? Because I'm sure everyone wants to hear, like, okay, we know what's going on in her head, what's going on in her life now, in her business.
Sure. So I talked a bit about how I've gotten back into writing and I've really embraced that and I'm more in flow. So I am putting out content in multiple places and I'm seeing more of a response. And I actually accepted an offer for a job with a client I've been working with for a year and a half. So that was really exciting and interesting. I never thought that I would ever want a job, but I can see how this is something that's good for me in growing, even to benefit my business, which I'm not going to give up. But I have gotten to a place where like my bills are covered. I always have food to eat, which trust me was an issue at one point.
Right. Like coming to a place where you were risking eviction and not eating when you wanted to I have a client who wanted to hire me on full time and everything is covered.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been incredible. And again, I know I talked about it, but like just the confidence and the ability to I do feel more stable. I feel more emotionally stable, like emotionally able to handle turmoil if it comes up and, just to like get past things that normally would have stopped me for days or weeks or months.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.